Welcome one and all to the Nebula Racing League's first race of the 4th season with the WTCC. My name is Justin and I'm joined by Mikko.
Hey guys.
So this is the first race and it's going to be at the fictional circuit of Autosport Raceway, which is a hybrid of a road track and an oval, sometimes known as a roval. We have seen the Formula C League race at this track before, and it provided some pretty good action. So not a bad circuit for the season opener of this 4th season with the WTCC. As we were looking at a calendar there, and here is the starting grid. So it is Nort on pole position. He's followed by Quality Time in 2nd place. 3rd is Ghost. He's followed by Red Eye, Darktown Gamer, Julius Caesar, Insomnia, Kruger, Microlander, Dare, and the final person was Zero. So we're on the grid now. And we're waiting for the lights to go out. The lights are away. They are green, and the cars are accelerating down towards the first corner, which is one of the oval corners. And it does look like Nort has already lost out to Quality Time. So Quality Time taking the lead. Oh, and Nort doing a little bit of lagging there, some lagging going on. As we're on board right now with Julius Caesar. He's back in 7th position and towards the tail end. And now we go on to the road part of the circuit. That was one of the cars going off the circuit there. And Nort's lag issues appear to be getting worse. There we go. He has finally stabilized a little bit for just a moment. We'll see for how long. And a little bit of contact there between Nort and Julius Caesar. Some more contact between Insomnia and one of the cars behind as well. As now we're getting really into the slower part of the circuit. And wow, you can see just how bunched up the cars are there. Everybody running in very, very close proximity as we're going into the right-hander now. And, no major incidents so far. We've seen some cars off track, a little bit of bumping and rubbing, but that's sort of what this type of racing is all about.
Yeah, absolutely. And Quality Time just absolutely got robbed on that second to the first and second sectors. He was leading the race after the start, and then just on the couple of first corners, he just absolutely got mugged by a couple of the guys in front.
Yeah, and Insomnia now actually having a look at Julius Caesar. They're going to be going side by side now. It looks like Caesar's going to hold on to that for right now. Back on board now with Darktown Gamer. He's running just ahead of Zero. He's got Kruger just ahead of him. Microlander in front of him and using all of the circuit and then some. Here's one of the hairpin corners. This is one of the corners I expect to be an overtaking location, as Kruger shows a good example of that as he tries to make an overtake on Microlander, but not able to get through. Some pretty heavy contact between the two of them. But again, these cars can really handle that sort of thing. Certainly not as fragile as the Formula C cars the last time we saw this track with the Formula C cars. And wow, Kruger making that look very easy. Or is he? Microlander coming back at him at the exit through the final couple of corners and gets back into that 5th place position. So 7 laps still to go, though, of course, in this race. 8 laps isn't too long. It's a pretty short lap as well. But now we go into the banked oval part of the circuit. This is obviously the oval part, and then as I mentioned last time, now we go onto the road part of the circuit. Wow, and Darktown Gamer grabbing a couple of positions there after there was some contact ahead of him. That was pretty interesting. And Insomnia now actually back pressuring Caesar.
I don't know if that was Kruger or some other person, but he was on that inside line and couldn't get the car straight at the high-speed kink, and just made a little bit contact. And Darktown Gamer said, "Thank you very much. I'll have that position."
And Nort looked like he tried to follow Darktown Gamer through actually, and tried to see if he could do the same thing. But it looks like it looked like he was not able to, as he's still kind of in the back. I don't think he got past either of those guys. So Nort obviously struggling a little bit in today's race, as he's dropped out of the top 5 and is trying to close back into and so we're going to see a replay here. And yeah, this is, you were right. It was between Kruger and Microlander. I don't know if it was the curbing maybe that got Kruger a little bit bent out of shape, but it looks like they both headed into the barrier at pretty high speed. I believe we can see all the cars on the mini-map behind us, though, so I don't think they were affected too much there. Obviously, they lost a number of positions, or at least one position each, but I believe they are still racing with their cars still intact, so that's the good news. Darktown Gamer now, with a great view of Insomnia as he's once again attacking at Caesar. Red Eye currently in the lead of the race, and not so much pulling away too bad, but certainly he's got a comfortable lead at the moment. Insomnia makes a diving move at the left-hand hairpin there and does manage to get ahead. And once again, Darktown Gamer taking advantage of other people's issues and whatnot, and he grabs yet another position, really with no effort involved, and moves himself up into 4th position.
Yeah, that was a little bit of Daniel Ricciardo move right there, just launching at the inside. And Darktown Gamer again just at the right place at the right time.
Yep, and it looks like he's in another good place here at another good time as he's caught Insomnia quite quickly going through the kink now, and they're going to be side by side, and it's another left-hand corner here, so actually Darktown is going to have the inside line. I believe this is a flat-out corner. No, onto the brakes a little bit, still side by side. Caesar thinking about possibly trying to go up the middle between them, make it 3 wide, and Darktown Gamer has grabbed that position very briefly, but Insomnia has come back at him as he ran a little bit deep through that left-hander there. Darktown now with the inside line, though, gets a little nudge of encouragement, I assume, from Caesar. And Insomnia hanging on to that final podium position, but only barely.
Yeah, a good fight going on here. It's interesting to see how much of a tow you can get on the main straight. It's looking like you can get some, but maybe not as much as in the Formula C category.
Yeah, I think you're right about. Obviously, these are some pretty big cars. The slipstream could be quite powerful. As Darktown once again having a look at Insomnia, but once again Insomnia with the inside line able to hold him off. But these guys are really starting to drop back now from the top 2. Well, I said that, but it does actually seem that they closed down the gap a little bit in the past few corners. So once again, it's not too bad. I don't think Insomnia's within slipstream range, certainly not at these lower speeds right now, below 200 kilometers per hour and whatnot, but going over the chicane there and heading towards the final stages of this lap. Another popular overtaking location here at this left-hand hairpin, and Darktown Gamer up the inside, once again going to be side-by-side with Insomnia, and once again Insomnia hangs onto that position at the exit of that corner.
I think we just skipped a lap here and going to lap 4 now, and again just riding on board with Darktown Gamer. And it seems like Red Eye is making a little bit of a run away from the pack here, but we know how fast he really is. I think did he win the last race at the Formula C?
I think so.
And quality time, not having a quality time at the moment.
Very punny.
Yes.
that was a good one. That was bound to happen at some point in the race today. Insomnia actually has caught back up to Nort. So Nort is coming under attack from Insomnia now. As you mentioned, Red Eye now with the gap behind him. So obviously Nort has had some sort of issue. Insomnia is all over the back of him now as we pass the halfway point of this race. And also Insomnia still has Darktown right behind him as well. So he's in that one of those difficult positions where you have to defend and attack all at the same time. He seems to be doing a great job of that, though, as once again, a couple of cars side by side through the kink. Is Darktown Gamer going to be able to capitalize on that? Looks like he might be able to. It's a pretty short run down to this left-hander. They're going to have to brake. He's going to be side by side with Nort very briefly. A little bit of oversteer, but it certainly didn't help him get the car turned around through the corner. And he's run very deep, though, actually. And both of them come back at him. Insomnia and Nort coming back at Darktown Gamer, taking that position back. Wow. So he overtakes both the cars at the same time, and then both of them overtake him at the same time. That's incredible stuff.
Yeah, great rise from zero. He was in last place in the start, and now up to 6th position.
Yeah, he is definitely on the move. And Darktown Gamer once again having a look at Insomnia. Nort has dropped down into the 4th place position, and actually there's a little bit of a gap between them. It appears Red Eye has had some sort of issue, or is currently having an issue, as his comfortable gap has been cut down pretty significantly. Caesar all the way down in 7th now, and he has he got a penalty there for going over the white lines too much. We're on board once again with Darktown, and he's run a little bit deep through that right-hander, or a little wide through that right-hander. And there is the leader, Red Eye, who we haven't seen pretty much for the entire race. Haven't seen a whole lot of him, but Insomnia now making a move for the lead possibly here. Once again, very popular overtaking location here at this left-hander, but nope, he's unable to get close enough. Red Eye with some very, very late braking, able to prevent any sort of dive up the inside or anything like that. Very high-speed part of the circuit here as they go right and then left and then once again right. And then we're going to have another hairpin corner actually coming up pretty soon here. And Red Eye has definitely struggled. He's going to defend the inside line. Insomnia is going to have to try it around the outside of this hairpin. Once again, here is Darktown Gamer lurking in the background, just waiting for something to happen between these two guys. That definitely seems to be his MO, and has been throughout the race, as he's done exactly that. He has found a struggling Red Eye, and he's got the inside line for this left-hander, and he's got the move done. He's up into 2nd place, and he's right behind Insomnia with just 2 laps to go.
Yeah, now we start lap 7 here with Darktown Gamer right behind Insomnia, and we know that yeah, there's Red Eye again. We know that Red Eye and Insomnia have been battling in other series earlier, and they're 2 almost veterans of NRL already, so this is a one classic battle going on here.
Wow, and look at that, Darktown Gamer doing it once again. Apparently he only likes to overtake in pairs, but Insomnia is having none of it and comes straight back at him. I think they're still side by side right now. Insomnia is going to have to give him room at the inside of that corner. Obviously they can use lots of curbing, being WTCC cars, they can use lots of curbing and really not unsettle the car too much. Oh, and there's a little bit of contact, a little more contact between Insomnia and Darktown Gamer. Red Eye is running just behind Nort as well, still in this. He's still in a chance to take the lead of this race, but possibly, depending on how this all shakes out. Kruger now having to look up at Zero, who is up into 5th position from last on the grid, so he's doing pretty well, but of course he's got Kruger all over the back of him now, and it is going to be a left-hander coming up here. Kruger opting rather to go behind rather than to try and go side by side, and it does look like he's taking much more speed through the corner, but no, it's a very short run to this double left-hander here, and he wasn't able to get alongside in time. Darktown Gamer currently leading this race. Insomnia all over the back of him. Red Eye as well, all over the back of Insomnia. And then Nort not too far in the distance, as we're on the last lap of this race, obviously, right now. And so things are getting very desperate with these drivers. And hopefully they don't make any silly mistakes or anything, but obviously this is crunch time.
Yeah, and the top 6 separated only by 2.5 seconds, so this is probably the most tightest finish of the races I've seen.
Yep, very, very close. As we're getting really close to the end of the lap now, there's going to be a hairpin obviously coming up, which could be a good opportunity for Insomnia here to try and take the lead of this race with not many corners remaining. And Darktown Gamer has run very wide, actually. That's exactly what Insomnia needed. He's going to have to brake very, very late. I fully expect there to be contact between them, but there hasn't been, actually. Nope, no contact between them. Insomnia takes the lead. Darktown right behind him, but of course Red Eye also involved in this, and it looks like Red Eye's been pushed a little wide into the barrier. He's all out of shape there, and he might be coming under attack from Nort now. Darktown Gamer can focus on Insomnia. He's braking so late. He goes a little bit deep though, and I think Insomnia is going to win this race pretty easily. Nort, in the meantime, has managed to get into 3rd position. Zero up into 4th position now. As we were mentioning, not much time separating the top 6 there, so that mistake unfortunately cost him dearly. And here is contact between Caesar and Microlander on the final lap, as Microlander taking the 7th place position, but Caesar takes it straight back at the exit of the corner, and Kruger in 6th, and he's very close behind these guys, but it looks like Red Eye going to finish in 5th position after leading the majority of that race. Very surprising. In the end, Insomnia winning by just over 0.4 of a second. Another 1.3 seconds back to Nort. So that is your podium. And in the Starting grid for the next race, it's going to be Ghost at the front, quality time behind him, Microlander, Caesar, Kruger, Red Eye Zero, Nort, Darktown Gamer, and Insomnia starting from last position. So this should be very interesting as we are on board now with Darktown Gamer, who is starting from 9th position as we get a great view of the grid there. Lights are coming on now, and they are away, and the cars are away, and Kruger in 5th position, already up to 4th, looking like he might be getting up into 3rd position. Ghost is moving pretty slowly as well. Kruger's in that slipstream, and of course we're going into the banked oval part of the circuit now, so very high speed. Despite being a corner, it's very much a straight, depending on how you look at it. You know, the throttle certainly thinks it's a straight. There's been some contact up ahead. The top 4 are running so tightly together. That was incredible. Ghost in the lead of this race as it stands right now. We've got a car off the circuit. I'm actually not even sure who that was. Insomnia with a great view of Red Eye. Oh, and that's a big impact. A huge shunt. Huge shunt. Darktown Gamer, Insomnia, Microlander also involved in that one. I think nope, not quality time. I was going to say quality time. But now Kruger going side by side with Ghost for the lead of this race. And go through the double right-hander there, very high-speed section. And, oh, and Caesar is off the circuit now and trying to get control of his car. I think he's going to lose another position here as Darktown Gamer goes flying by. Insomnia now is coming up behind him at quite a rate of speed, and I'm sure he might be running into some trouble as they get down towards this hairpin. Here we're going to get a replay of what that looked like. Yeah, so quality time and Microlander making contact, and then Microlander making contact with another car. Here's what it looked like in slow motion from Darktown Gamer's point of view. Really, oh yeah, and oh god, it's even better in slow motion. But yeah, Insomnia really could not have done anything about that. He was just sort of taken out, and you can see that from this point of view right there. He's just kind of driving in a straight line and gets that hit from the side. Pretty much a pit maneuver as he gets spun around. And of course, Darktown Gamer as well, really just sort of a passenger there. And here's what it looked like. Oh yeah, when Caesar was off, that is because of contact actually with I think Red Eye. I'm not sure. Obviously, things happen very quickly in these races, so it can be a little bit difficult sometimes to know exactly who hit who.
Yeah, but it's looking like Insomnia is still running in this race and gets a penalty there, but doesn't have any damage on his car, so we can expect him to try and make a comeback in this race.
Yep, yeah, he's definitely not out of it yet, as there are really no big gaps except for the one behind Insomnia. Darktown Gamer running in 5th position as it stands right now. Doesn't look like he's going to have any double overtaking opportunities in his near future, as there's quite a gap actually ahead of Ghost. We're now on board with Caesar as he's getting a great view of Darktown Gamer trying to make that move, or at least trying to close in and see if he can make that move. But yeah, there is definitely a gap now that is forming ahead of Ghost. So Darktown Gamer, this is a little desperate for him now. He doesn't seem all that quick. He may have damage. I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say he has damage, but it might be affecting his pace possibly. I'm not entirely sure. But Caesar is running right behind him. He is all over the back of Ghost now, though, and looking like he might be able to make a move. We've got that hairpin coming up, which should be a perfect opportunity for him if he can just manage to keep it on the road, and he does. He didn't carry a load of speed through there, though. No, and he's not close enough. Oh, and that's a dive bomb maneuver from Insomnia there, getting very close to Caesar. Darktown Gamer, Ghost, Caesar, and Insomnia all running in very close proximity right now. Probably just a second or two separating all 4 of them. And quite a large gap actually now ahead of Ghost and also behind Caesar. So ahead and behind this 4-way battle. Oh my gosh, as they're just 3 wide going through the final couple of corners. And Ghost has lost out completely. All 3 of them have gotten by.
Yeah, it's tough to say how much pace Ghost really has, because I think he disconnected from the earlier race. But it's looking like he's getting robbed by the big guys here.
Yeah, they're moving pretty quickly and just kind of scythed by him without too much effort. Caesar now and Darktown Gamer going side by side, and Insomnia trying to go 3 wide with them through this very high-speed left-hander. Insomnia gets one of the positions on Darktown Gamer. He's going to try and get another one here on Caesar. As we can see on the minimap, the top 3 are running in pretty close proximity. You can see them just coming out of that double right-hander there. And Darktown Gamer now having a look up at the inside of Insomnia. No, there's some contact. He couldn't carry enough speed to get by. But you got to say, Ghost is hanging in there. So, you know, that may have just been the circumstances that he found himself in when he got passed by all 3 of them. Because he certainly seems to be keeping up with the group. Although there appears to be a 5th car that is now joining this group, as if things weren't exciting enough. Insomnia now having a look. He's going to have the inside line through this hairpin. It's sort of, I mean, it's basically a hairpin. Caesar running very wide, just barely keeping it on the track, but Insomnia just breezes by.
And it's interesting to see if Insomnia can catch the 3 guys up front if he gets some clear air now. He still has 5 laps to go here, and let's see, Caesar trying to contest that position, but let's see if Red Eye has, it's Darktown Gamer who's actually trying to pass Caesar.
And interesting to note, Zero's actually leading right now. I'm not sure when that happens, but Zero actually leading the race. So from starting the first race in last position to getting the finish that he got in the first race, and now to be leading this race, very much a 0 to hero sort of weekend for him. As you mentioned, 5 laps still remaining in this race, though, and the top 3 are pretty bunched up. And really, that's what these guys are hoping for. Obviously, Caesar, Insomnia, Ghost, Darktown Gamer, all these guys are really hoping that the top 3 are going to start fighting. Darktown Gamer has definitely carried way more speed than Caesar through that Banks corner. And is he once again going to carry more speed? There's some contact between them. I don't think that could have been avoided. And he's going to have to get to the right-hand side of the circuit to try and get a good line through this corner, and he has done that. Caesar gave him room, and Caesar looks like he's trying to come back at him and possibly get the inside line for this double left-hander. Darktown Gamer gives him room, runs very, very wide off the circuit, in fact. That's definitely not the fastest way through there, but Caesar couldn't do anything about it, interestingly enough. Despite Darktown Gamer running that wide, Caesar just really could not do anything to try and take that 5th place position. And it does appear that maybe Insomnia now starting to break away.
Yeah, you could see this even in the first race, that Darktown Gamer really using that main straight advantage. He's just keeping a pretty wide line through the first kink and then cutting the car in front on the inside in the second corner, and then just trying to carry as much speed. Oh, and quality time. I'm not gonna make that pun anymore, but yeah, just having a bad day.
Yep, yeah, no doubt about it. As he's already in 8th position, and now Nort is all over the back of him. Nort not having a great second race, obviously. Insomnia just goes right through someone. I think that was
I think that's Microlander.
Oh, okay, wow. So Microlander having the worst race of everyone. Darktown Gamer, though, looking like he was on course to end his race early for just a moment there. He's coming up now on Microlander, and does manage to get by. I assume Microlander just trying to salvage some points here as we skip ahead to the end of lap 8, or to the middle of lap 8. It's the end of the race now, and Kruger in 3rd position is not too far from Red Eye. There's not a whole lot of racing still to go here today, but obviously he's still got an opportunity. It's a 1.5-second gap to Red Eye up ahead, or is that the gap? I'm not sure. But he's pretty darn close. If Red Eye makes any sort of mistakes, that'll obviously help Kruger. He's gone very wide. Oh, he dips a wheel into the grass, and he's done a half spin, and that might gift Insomnia the final podium position, and it has. And it looks like Kruger's going to be way too far back to mount any sort of attack on Insomnia in the closing stages of this race. Really just the one overtaking location still remaining, which is the right-handed hairpin that Insomnia is approaching right now. And as you can see, Kruger is way too far back. Red Eye as well does not seem to have been able to close on Zero. So, and I just realized I made a 0 to hero thing, and his name is Zero. I didn't even take advantage of that. What am I thinking? So it looks like Zero is actually going to win this race, and he has in fact won this race. Red Eye finishes in 2nd place. Insomnia grabbing that final podium position on the last lap of the race. Kruger can see just how excited Insomnia is. Darktown Gamer grabs 5th. Caesar is going to come home in 6th position. It looks like Ghost is going to get 7th. Quality time in 8th position, so despite his issues, he does hang on to that 8th position ahead of Nort. So there are your final standings. 0 wins ahead of Red Eye and Insomnia, followed by Kruger and Darktown Gamer. So it was quite really a tale of 2 races for Cusco Racing today, at least in that second race. But this is what the championship looks like so far. Insomnia has 40 points, 0 with 38, and Red Eye with 29. Darktown, though, right behind with 28 points, so it's very close in that top 4 there. Intel Motorsports currently leading the championship, 54 to Cusco's 44. Monster Energy in 3rd with 35 points. That's going to do it for today. The next race is going to be at Circuit of the Americas, and thanks for joining me, Mikko.
Yeah, no problem. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.